My good people, it's been a very long time. I know it's not a very easy season. Loved ones are going, the ones who are left are living in fear and worry and anxiety. It's becoming very expensive to be alive. Lots of money have to be paid for a loved one to leave ICU. It's a difficult season, but the Lord is good. He is a very, very good God. Let's keep the faith. We'll see us through this season. There's a poet called Homer, and he starts two of his poems, the Iliad and the Odyssey, with an evocation to a muse. He says, "Sing, O muse." So that's where we get the muse, the word the muse from, for us artists. For me to do videos, for me to write, the muse, the muse has to be there. There are times I want to do a video and the muse is just not there, But today I got the muse. I got an evocation to write, to do a video. It was an interesting story, really. I was scrolling through online news and I saw a headline that captured my attention. It was Obwenzi, lady loses out on marriage proposal. And so for those who don't speak Luganda, Obwenzi is promiscuity. So it was a captivating headline, so I go down to read, and then there's a video down. And I kept on watching the video. I don't know whether because it was the story that kept on developing, or the presenter's name and face. It was sort of familiar. I kept on trying to think. I think I've taught this girl somewhere. I thought maybe it was at university, but then I remembered it was when I was a fresh graduate. She was in secondary school. I was a fresh graduate, like I said. And I wrote a play. She was my lead role. I trained her well. She took the trophy as the best actress. I took the trophy as the best playwright. And we all smiled at the end of the day. So it's a show, I think, called Surprise Your Loved One on Baba TV. And the person they were surprising, really. There's many times my students ask me if I have the gift, if I have the talent, do I still need school? And I keep saying gift and talent plus school, you're good to go. So she's one of those unschooled ones and who lacks emotional intelligence. So it ended in tears. And so the story, like I said, is really interesting. So they have brought roses, they have brought cake, they have brought gifts to surprise this girl with "Will you marry me?" And this girl starts to unwrap the gifts and she's not excited, And she says, "You brought for me flowers in this lockdown. Am I going to eat flowers?" I think she seemed an unguided, unschooled, materialistic girl, just unguided maybe. And so as the story unfolds, she's not happy, so they ask her to name who she thinks has surprised her. And she starts to ask the presenter, "Who do you think has surprised me?" And the presenter says, "You know who your man is, I don't." And so she guesses, first guess, and I think Nelly, and then the second guess is Godfrey. She calls him Godfrey. Like I said, she seems an unguided girl. And so it turns out it's a one David from the US, Ugandan but working in the US, and he's very disappointed. He says, "You don't know how much I've been spending on this girl. At times I forget my family because she's materialistic, she's expensive. I've been trying to maintain her, but this has just told me she's not into me, she's not into this relationship." And so as this girl, the presenter says, "But there's one gift you haven't opened." At the bottom there were car keys for a Toyota Harrier. And the guy says, "Let her eat the cake, let her take the flowers. I want my car back. Get the keys from her, she's not taking my car." And so this girl breaks down, not because of the guy really, but because she's missed out on a Toyota Harrier. And so, like I said, the show was messy. There were serenaders who had come, who had been singing. Another sing turns like into dirges, like funeral songs, The mood is somber. Yes, they cut the cake and eat, but it ended in tears. And then the news came for me to do a video. And I'm thinking, do we know who our lover is? Do you know who your lover is? Do I know who my lover is? Do we know who has purchased us with his blood? It's good she wanted a land title, she wanted a car. I too want these earthly comforts. I want to live a comfortable life. But ultimately, there's a bigger price, This guy wanted to marry her. She's lost out on the marriage. She's lost out on everything. And it's because she doesn't have the emotional intelligence to know who her lover is. And she was disappointed that these Ugandan guys are just using her, but they don't have anything substance to offer. And that's how we are. We have sold ourselves to so many things. But ultimately what matters is where our souls are going to spend eternity. Do you know who has purchased you with his blood? Do you know how expensive people are paying oxygen for now in ICU? But we are living free, we are moving freely, we are moving on with life as usual. Do you know who your lover is? Do I know who my lover is? I'm asking you and I'm asking myself. Do we know?